I've been known to go on flights of fancy Irish, but I'm not following you in this journey.
Hey, look. Mm-hmm. The universe, okay?
I feel like this is getting quite a bit off topic.
It's big. It's popular. It's well known.
It's popular.
Okay.
So the universe is the cool kid.
Yeah, it is.
and Earth is what's like some maligned nerd on the edge of the playground. Hello, Miss Kajang.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Shall we?
Yes. Hi, this is Scout.
I'm William.
From Hypermentilating.
The podcast.
A show that follows life and change through the eyes of a father and daughter. Join us as we find our way.
Together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there a marked lack of enthusiasm from your area of the podcast today?
No.
Well, I don't detect any kind of perkiness. Be ye perky?
Yes.
All right, then.
Okay, first topic of the day. What is magic? So, you probably think of magic as being like this thing where it's magic tricks, or you might watch a TV show and be like, oh yeah, that's magic, and it's like a unicorn or something. Or like Harry Potter, that's magical. But
I was rearranging our studio.
Yeah, I see that. But I think that...
Well, now I can see you.
Yeah.
I can get a visual on whether or not you're engaged.
But I think that magic can be like anything. Magic can be a cool coincidence, or magic could just be something that makes you happy, or like, for example, magic could be if one day you're watching a movie that only you thought you knew or isn't very well known, and then the next day your best friend says, oh, you know what movie I watched yesterday? And it's the same movie. I think that's kind of magical.
I do too. It's cool when that happens.
I think magic is that we're even here.
Well, yes, definitely.
Like,
it's incredibly...
that we're even on Earth.
Bizarrely magical that we exist. Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think animals are magical. I don't think you have to have magic, per se, to be magical. What do you think?
I agree, but I think that it needs to have some sort of a definition, whether it's subjective or objective, right? Because otherwise, then, if everything's magic, then nothing's magic, you know? Kind of an idea. So I think there's different kinds of magic. Like if somebody does card tricks or pulls a rabbit out of a hat or does an illusion on stage, a magician, is that magic? Or is that a trick?
That's more of a trick, I'd say, because that's something that you've sort of learned to do. Yeah. I think that magic is more cool coincidences or cool things that just sort of happen, that just are...
That's like synchronicity. Jung would have said synchronicity, that collective unconscious. Where that thing you're describing where you think of something and then a day later you find out the world's thinking about it or your friend is thinking about it. I think that's kind of magical too.
I think so.
But I mean, there has to be room for a person to think that pulling a rabbit out of a hat is magic too, right? Because you know, if it's something that amazes you and you don't understand how it happened, I think that would be a lot of people's definition of something magical, right? That's where you get the Harry Potter world from, is it not? Where things are occurring that have no explanation. That's magic. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, let's try something, okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to see if magic is real or not, okay?
No.
I'm going to think of something. I'm going to think of a fruit. And you're going to think of a fruit too, and then I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to say our fruit out loud, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, apple.
Potato.
That's not fruit. Okay,
well, the audience should know that when you come back, you're going to be reincarnated as a potato.
That's not true. That's when I didn't like potatoes. That doesn't affect me anymore. I like potatoes.
I still think there could be worse things than coming back as a potato.
No, there couldn't. I really don't think there could be. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, banana.
Strawberry.
Dad, you have to say it at the same time.
Well, I was thinking strawberry.
3, 2, 1, banana.
I got to get ready for it, man. I was thinking strawberry.
Okay, think of one.
All right.
3, 2, 1,
blueberry.
Apple. One more time. 3, 2, 1, banana.
Potato.
Dad. No, come on. 3, 2, 1, apple.
Rhyme.
What?
I don't know. I just word association now.
3, 2, 1, lime.
Grape.
3, 2, 1, grape.
Cheese.
What? That's not a fruit. 3, 2, 1, strawberry.
All right.
No. One
So
more.
that's not proving anything other than we
one
know how to
more.
waste the airspace.
One more.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Banana.
Okay, so that's an atrocious fail.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, magic, I guess it could be like magic tricks.
So what's your definition of
But
magic
my definition
then,
of magic is cool coincidences or cool just things that happen that are strange and that shouldn't be happening.
Well,
Like coincidences. Maybe not that shouldn't be happening, but just strange things that don't usually happen or that are extremely rare.
so like falling off your bike, is that magical?
No.
Well, is it
No,
not?
I mean like coincidences, like you and your friend
what if
watching.
you bump into your worst enemy at a playground?
Okay, Dad, you know what I mean.
But but they are strange coincidences, or like, so you're saying if it's a weird thing that happens and it's positive, then it's magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think that magic has to have a broader definition than only things that happen in the fluffy
Well,
unicorn
that's why
world.
we have opinions.
All right, that's true. But so in your world, then magic is a fluffy unicorn tinged occurrence.
What?
Like something that if something was less than positive, it couldn't be magical. It has to be positive.
No, it doesn't have to be hyper positive, but I also don't think if it's negative, I don't think it's real. But I guess if it's negative, it can be magic.
Okay,
don't
yeah,
believe
no,
in-
I think for sure that's the case.
Magic, like we've been taught growing up, is not real. Like unicorns and.
I think we're taught growing up that magic is fake.
Yeah, true.
That it's not a real thing. Like
Yeah.
magic is a trick. I think most
Not in my
people's
family.
definition of no, because I think like starting from the one you mentioned, I always tell you guys, magic is just our existence.
Yeah.
Like anybody, we've had this discussion, right? People will be like, I don't believe in magic. There's nothing magical. It's just tricks. And it's like, well, the fact we exist is pretty magical. And, it looks like we're it on our little speck of a rock and our speck of a galaxy and our speck of a corner of the universe, right?
Yeah.
And that's got to be magic right there, that you and I are sitting here talking to each other. I truly think that's truly magical.
I think how to describe us versus like the universe is that we're the letter Z and the universe is like the letter A. Because Z is like Z or X, no one thinks of those letters. They're just like, oh, Z and X. But if you think of like, no, I'm being serious.
I know, I'm listening.
If you think of the letter A or, just a well-known letter, you think of those a lot.
So you're comparing our existence, Earth. You're saying Earth is the equivalent of Z in the universe is A.
Yeah. Like we're...
Well, what's a D?
No, I'm just saying that the universe as in total is A, and we're like Z or X. And then if you count it in numbers, it would be like the universe is number 8 or number 6 or something like that, a really well-known number. And then we're like us on planet Earth are just kind of like, maybe a 1 or a 5, like just a number you don't think of.
I don't feel like this theory of yours has been something you've considered in depth.
No, I'm just saying that the universe is like a well-known big number that people think about often.
Yeah.
And we're just sort of like a number that's forgotten about because we're not as important as the universe or as big as the universe.
So we're like 1,365,712.
Yeah, exactly. And then the universe would be like a 2 or a 5, or not a 5. Ugh, no one likes 5.
I've been known to go on flights of fancy Irish, but I'm not following you in this journey.
Hey, look. The universe, okay?
I feel like this
big.
is getting quite a bit off
It's
topic.
big.
Right?
It's popular. It's well
It's popular?
known, okay?
So the universe
Yeah,
is the
it
cool
is.
kid?
Yeah, it is.
and Earth is what's like some maligned nerd on
Okay.
the edge of the playground?
Think about it this way, okay?
Yeah.
The universe is the song
Yeah. What, the song?
Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, okay? One of the biggest songs a couple years ago, okay?
Oh, the universe is represented by Taylor
I'm going
Swift?
somewhere with this, okay?
Oh, my
No,
God.
all I'm saying is that song was
Right in
very
the-
highly streamed.
Right in the crapper.
Okay, you know what? Fine. What's another song? A very
I
popular
don't know, maybe
song.
a Zeppelin tune.
Yeah, but not many people
Does
know
the universe has a Zeppelin-like feel to it? Come on now.
Okay, but I'm trying to go off of songs that are extremely popular because that doesn't fit my narrative. Okay, fine. The Weeknd. The universe is The Weeknd, the top streamed artist on Earth. Okay, that's the universe.
Magic
and
hair. That's what, remember when Madish would call him Magic Hair when he first came out?
And we're that one Christmas song that Madish played that one year. Not well known, sort of forgotten, kind of cheeks.
Wow.
That's us. Does that make more sense?
I think this theory needs to be polished.
I don't. Makes perfect sense to me.
So we've veered way off the track here, and I think that magic is a thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, that's it. You either believe in it or you don't. I guess
do.
you think you see things as magical or you don't.
I do.
And we do. All right then.
Okay. Now we have what makes someone athletic, because people like to throw around the word he or she's very athletic. But I think that what makes someone super athletic is if they're just naturally good. Actually, not naturally, because you can become athletic. But just someone that's really good.
Can you become athletic?
No, I think you're pretty. Like
I'm not
me?
saying you can't.
No, I don't think you can, actually. I think you can become good at sports.
Yes,
But I think you're naturally born either athletic or not. Or in between. Because
I really think that might be the case.
me, for example, I'd say I'm semi-athletic. I'm not very super athletic, but I'm also not unathletic. Like,
True.
I could never be a track star. I could never,
That's what you pick with your running style?
Yeah, I could never be a track star. I am terrible at running. But
You're not terrible.
yeah, I am.
It's super fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's one of the great joys of my life, and I'm not even kidding, is to watch you run. I freaking love it. I love watching you run. It's just the most joyous thing on earth is watching you run. Is it efficient? No.
No, I
Is
couldn't
it
get
fast?
anywhere.
No.
If I was in a
But
horror
it's
movie,
joyful.
if I was in a horror movie, I'd be done. I
You would be done. You'd be done, and people would be so sad because they'd be joyful watching you run, and then would come the.
Yep. No, but I think like I said, I'm not good at running, but I'd say that I'm pretty good at jiu-jitsu
You're very good at jiu-jitsu.
and physical sports like that, but I wouldn't say that I'm good at like swimming or,
You're a good swimmer.
basketball.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes, I think that I would agree with that assessment of yourself.
Yeah.
You're not unathletic, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're not gifted athletically.
You were athletic. You are athletic.
Yes.
But you played the highest form of baseball you could play. Same with hockey.
Yes. But you know what?
You're pretty good at playing basketball.
Some of it's just genetics, I think.
100%.
Like your grandpa's a good athlete.
It's also annoying when people are like, "Oh, you're lucky that you've got that good physique," and it's like, well, is it lucky? Like, yeah. But also I worked at. Like,
that's
you
a
worked
different
at
thing,
it.
though, right? That's a different thing. Physical fitness and athleticism are
Yeah,
different
no,
things
for
because
sure.
lots of physically fit people aren't athletic at all, and lots of really athletic people aren't necessarily physically fit, right?
No, I've known a few kids that are extremely good at a sport they do, but
Yeah.
are just like not even close to being in shape.
I think there's a genetic element to athleticism, like that you're born with an athletic, kind of not body,
so.
but you're born with athleticism. You're born with it. You can just throw your body about in space in a way that's smooth and fluid and just natural. Because I
Yeah.
do agree with you. There's no question you can learn to
Yeah.
be really good at a sport and lack athleticism. You often hear that, even in the professional level. You'll hear them say, well, this guy or this woman is athletic, and
Yeah.
they'll be the top of the level people, like a tennis players, and you'll say, well, for example, just retired Rafael Nadal, he was considered a hyper athletic tennis player, right? And it's not that the other guys aren't. It's just that they weren't as athletic as him. So that's a natural. He just was naturally gifted. He's one of those guys. He would have been able to do any single sport he chose to do. He would have been great at. Serena Williams in tennis was just a really athletic person.
Who else?
Sometimes I think it's just
hockey. They're like McDavid and Gretzky. They're naturally. They're just athletic.
They are, and Gretzky was a good example. I know he was a high-end baseball player too. Like, it's just guys like that can just do whatever. Matthews on the Leafs. There's video of him taking batting practice with the Blue Jays and hitting taters. You know, like that's just, you can't teach that. Like that's just something that some guys are just gifted, and like, women are just gifted.
I'm not a good I'm not an Olympic skater or anything like that, but when I got on the ice, I'm naturally good at ice skating. Like, I can't do fancy turns or anything, but I'm good at. You're
athletic.
You're
not
naturally
unathletic.
good at that. It didn't take me long to pick that up. I just got on the ice and I did it.
For sure. But there's just those people. Okay, so your original question is what makes someone athletic. So we're really talking about
genetics.
But that's not what makes them athletic, in the sense that, yes, it is because they're born like that, but you can become athletic too. Like so what makes someone athletic then? So what defines athleticism? Practice for sure, but practice defines the ability to do the thing. You could be unathletic and learn how to do the thing. Tennis, you could learn how to serve and volley and move about the court and efficiently enough to play, be adept at playing, but you not necessarily athletic. You learned how to swing the racket and everything. For me, I think your question is, what is athletic? To me, athletic is being able to manage your body in space really smoothly and efficiently. Being able to just know how to move your arms and move your legs, and how if you move your arm over here, your leg can go over here, your upper body, just to be able to move your body about. That's to me athletic. Like, if you can throw yourself about while you're doing things and maintain your balance, maintain your speed and your strength, then that's athletic. Because there's people who aren't necessarily professional athletes, but that are highly athletic. They're just not athletes. Like, jiu-jitsu is a good example. You think about jiu-jitsu, most of the people aren't particularly athletic. It's not, you don't need to be athletic to do jiu-jitsu. No. But when somebody is athletic, it's a big difference in how they move, isn't it?
For sure.
Do you notice that when you're rolling with somebody, for example? Do you notice the difference when somebody all of a sudden is just really good at moving around?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a skill thing. It's just like, whoa, that's okay. Sure. They're just graceful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think grace plays a role in it. Athletes to me are graceful. Like, they don't move blockily. They move smoothly.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that athleticism is just being able to know how to move your body in the way that you need to be good at that thing, or to excel at that thing.
Right.
That's just what I think.
So it's natural, we're saying.
Yeah.
Or to a certain extent.
It's
natural. It's a really beautiful thing. Like, being able to move yourself when you need to and the way you need to is amazing. I always feel a bit bad for people who can't. And it's not, I don't feel sorry for them. Lots of people have incredibly successful lives and they're not athletic. It's not like you need to be athletic in life, but there's such a joy, isn't there, in being able to physically engage with the world, like not passively engaged, but actively physically engage. Like, again, jiu-jitsu. For you, when you're out on the mat and you're rolling, it's such a visceral, immediate thing, isn't it? That you're really just engaging physically with somebody else. Like, that's not an experience that you can replicate anywhere else, is it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think to a certain extent, it's natural.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And then it's
just hard work done and
Yeah.
or just learned.
Okay then. Next we have our. Sorry, I was just looking at photos of Sophie Thatcher.
Why? How? What is she athletic?
No.
I know who she is.
Okay. Next we have.
We're working here.
Yeah, I know, and I was engaged
What's
in the
that
conversation
research? The research for your.
for my mental image.
No, okay.
Okay. Next we have our review, and we have The Last of Us season 1. Okay. Season 1 of The Last of Us was very, very good. It's a good show. It's a good, 40-minute episode show. There's, I think, 10 episodes, and every one of them is kind of a different little story. They introduce new people. You become attached to the characters. Well, some of them. And it's overall a really good show. The acting's good. It can be funny in bits. It wasn't super action-packed, but there were still, very good action scenes in it. It's a good story, and if you're a video game fanatic...
It's based on a video game, right?
The video game is called The Last of Us.
The Rest of Us, the next of...
The Last of Us.
Okay. The Last of the Mohicans.
So yeah, if you've played the game, or if you want to play the game, then I think you should definitely watch the show. It's really good. I really liked it. And I'm liking season 2 too, but not as much as I liked the first one.
Wow.
So yeah, any thoughts to that? This might be a short.
The next of these, season 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's all right. It's a bit bloody at times, so you need to watch that. It's not for little kids.
Yeah.
It can be a bit intense.
I'd say 13, 14 and up.
Well, we got to at least go to 13 because that's what you are. But I think it's probably pushing it for. It would depend on the kid, like we always say. But it's definitely a bit bloody. It's nice the relationship that develops between Pedro Pascal and the girl.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. That's a kind of a nice relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a zombie flick too. It's a zombie series in a way, although it's kind of secondary to their relationship. The real part of this season is their relationship. I think it's pretty good. It's not too hard to recommend to people as long as you don't mind a little weirdness and blood.
Yeah.
And
not too much weirdness. Or sorry, not too much blood in the first season. It's definitely bloody.
In the first season. But that's what we're talking about, the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second season was a can of worms.
I think if you're looking for a good post-apocalyptic, mid-apocalyptic
I liked how each episode was its own little story, too. Like you say, they're on a journey, right? They're trying to get from A to B, essentially, and it's just their journey together and their trials and tribulations.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's good.
Cage scale? I'd probably actually give it a 7 on the cage scale.
It's a TV series. You can't put a TV series on a cage scale.
It's the cage scale.
Really? Man.
And then I think...
What are you giving it on the cage scale?
A 7.
Oh,
it's weird.
No way.
It's weird. Well, once again, that's why we have opinions.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's misleading, man. Because it doesn't have that kind... other than the zombies, which they're not in it that much. And they're sort of generic, oh yeah, here we go again. Zombies.
Well, no, I think it's... Oh, yeah, but that's my opinion. I think that it's a 7 on the weird cage scale.
So the guy, Nicolas Cage, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like you say, opinions. I on a cage scale, I don't know, maybe a 4. Dude, what? Tell me the weirdness part. All right. Let me hear what's the weird part that puts it at a 7 on the cage scale. Okay,
personally, I think that it's an odd show. The zombies aren't just normal zombies; they have fungus growing out of them because they have mushroom heads, and on top of that,
but they still run around going and they have nothing to say, and they try and bite you.
Yeah, but then it's also they go places and you get to see different parts and what it would look like if it was post-apocalyptic, and
Yeah.
it's interesting. There's different stories, and like some of them are really weird.
But my favorite story was when they went into the two dudes that were
Yeah.
living together, and
I like that one.
and then that compound. It was actually quite touching. It was quite a beautiful
Yeah.
little episode. It was it was a beautiful, beautiful little episode. But cage scale, like for example, that episode, if it was a 7 on the cage scale, like those two would have turned into zombies, and you're not explaining to me the weirdness.
Okay.
You just said, oh, and it's kind of a nice travel log, and they go from A to B, and they see mountains and fluffy.
The whole show is this girl
Yeah.
who's basically the cure, and she gets bitten, but then she just jumps right back up, and these zombies. I think any zombie movie is weird. I don't care how you put it. Any zombie movie is weird. Any zombie movie is gonna be at most a 7 on the cage scale. That's just my opinion.
At least.
Yeah. No, at most.
At most.
Yeah. I don't think it could be more than a 7.
A zombie movie could never go past the 7.
Maybe if it's good. Okay, well,
Well, no, like this is the review, man. I think it was a good show.
yeah,
It's
So watch
I
it.
guess it's watchable.
it is.
Yeah. I like Pedro Pascal, so that kind of made it watchable for me. He has a pretty good presence. It's pretty slow sometimes, though. Like, I don't want to get carried away. I don't know if everybody would like it, Irish,
Maybe not.
because it can be a bit slow, and she can be a bit grating.
Yeah, I don't love her.
It's a weird. They have a weird relationship too, which is part of the appeal of the show.
Yeah.
The show really is the two of them wandering across the countryside and getting into adventures each episode. All
I
right.
don't know. I just really like the show.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I'm not. It doesn't get blessed with any cage scale for me though.
Okay, well, on the normal scale, I'd give it like a 8.
I give it like a 6.5. I didn't love it, Irish. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I thought it was really slow
Okay.
sometimes, but I did love that one episode. Was beautiful, and there was a couple of things in that that were really, like, sort of touching and very real. Because you're right, it does give you that sort of a vibe of a apocalyptic landscape
Yeah.
where
pretty
we're
realistic
all
in that-
behind
in that
walls
way,
now.
too.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's not, like the sky is still blue. And
I
there's-
suppose we didn't tell the people that. Like, the premise of the show, the conceit is that everybody's
Oh, yeah.
been wiped out by a virus, essentially.
Yeah, by this, like, zombie virus. If you
Yeah,
get
but even the
bitten-
zombies, there's not that. It's
No.
not like there's a billion zombies or 8 billion zombies. Like, there's
No, they go in packs, and there's a few.
like
Well, there's like a
Boston.
pack per city kind of thing.
Was it Boston, Seattle? Like, the cities are gone. Like,
Yeah.
they exist, only they're overgrown, and
Yeah.
there's hardly any people left.
And
in
it's
them.
cool because it definitely shows what it would look like. It's overgrown.
Mm-hmm.
But the skies still are blue, and sometimes it's rainy. Like, it doesn't.
Well,
it's
yeah,
not all
because there's nothing
foggy
wrong with the
and-
Earth.
No.
It's just that humans have been
Yeah, if
mostly
anything, it's
wiped
better.
out. Yeah. There's an argument to be made
Yeah.
for that, isn't there?
Yeah. Okay.
All
so
right.
there you have it. Next, what if?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what if you could make an animal? What would it look like, and what would it act like? Okay. I already have my answer. So, I think that my animal would be very fluffy. I don't really know what it would be yet, but I'm thinking along the lines of like a permanent bear cub.
It would be fluffy.
Like it just stays at that size kind of thing.
You definitely would make a fluffy animal.
Yeah. So it would be kind of like a crossbreed between a very fluffy bear cub that stays that size and doesn't age. It never dies.
Uh-huh.
Well, it dies when I die, kind of thing.
Wow.
And then it would be
So this is a magical,
yeah.
fluffy bear cub that you are the god of.
Yeah.
This is
So-
a theme in the podcast, eh?
Yeah, magic.
Magic and your desire to be the all-seeing, all-knowing, all encompassing goddess.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it would be a bear cub, like I said. And then it would
Would you like to be the ruler of everything?
No, I wouldn't. I would hate that.
All right.
And then the other animal that it would be mashed together would be a Maine Coon, but the same color as the bear cub. So it would just look like a hyper fluffy, slightly bigger bear cub. And it's super caring and loving and affectionate, but only towards the people that I care about and love. So that's how you would know. Like if you came over to my house and my bear coon didn't like you, then that just means that you might not be on my green side of the list. But if you come over and my bear cub is like loving and affectionate towards you, well, then you made it.
So what does it do if it doesn't like you?
It just like maybe it'll hiss at you here and there, but it won't do anything bad to you. Unless that person tries to attack me, and then it'll attack you.
So you have this ability to make a creature, and what you're coming up with is a bear cub crossed with a big, humongous cat.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see a problem with that.
All right. So what's this what if again? What would you come up with?
If you could make an animal, what would your animal look like, and what would it act like?
All right. So your animal is a cross between a bear cub and a big old cat, a humongous cat, and it's super nice and gentle, but only to people you know. And
only the people I
care about. And what does it do to people you don't care about?
Oh, nothing. It might hiss occasionally or just leave him alone. He just won't show anything. So just gives him the
cold shoulder?
Yeah.
It just turns its nose, sniffs, and walks away?
Yeah, like this.
Wow.
Unless the person attacks me, then my bear coon will attack you.
So your creature's a snob?
No.
Kind of snobby?
No. It's not his fault or her fault.
People you don't like, they come by and your big fat cat bear just walks away huffing.
Yeah, if my cat doesn't like, if my bear coon doesn't like you, that's not my fault.
What are you calling this fat bear cat?
It's a bear coon.
Well, but if people don't know what a Maine Coon is a humongous, goofily big cat.
Yeah, and they're adorable.
Wow, they're just giant cats.
And its name would probably be something like maybe
Steve.
No, like Winnie the Pooh or what's Piglet? Piglet would be a cute name for a bear coon.
How big is this thing?
Or Tigger. Tigger is a cute Tigger. His name would be Tigger.
How big is this thing? So it's like the size of a big dog.
No. It's like a bear cub.
Bear cubs are big.
No, I know. But it's not the size of a big dog. It's a smaller bear cub. No. So the face, Dad.
Yeah.
The face is that of a bear cub.
Okay.
And the fur is that of a Maine Coon. And the size is that of a smaller bear cub.
It just basically sounds like a big cat.
No, because the face is a bear. Or a bear cub. The body is smaller than a bear cub's, but the fur is that of a Maine Coon. Oh, and the tail is also that of a Maine Coon.
So it's a big cat with the bear's head.
Yeah.
Wow, that seems like that sums that up.
Yeah. It would be adorable. Are you kidding?
All right. I don't know. It seems like it'd be kind of creepy.
Well, not to you, because it would love you.
Oh, right, because you care about me.
So
I'd be in.
Yeah, it would be like your best friend.
What if I didn't like it?
It wouldn't be as close to you as it is to me. Because it would be hyper attached to me. And I would have to take it everywhere with me because it would be my emotional support animal.
Oh my.
But it doesn't talk or anything like that.
All right.
What about you? This is going to get weird.
No, I mean, I'd never even thought about this, so I got to think of, I'm going to Frankenstein up a creature is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So I can Frankenstein up any creature I want. All right. So I want something strong. So it's going to have a gorilla's arms. Gorilla's arms. And, but it's got to be fast. So what's pretty fast on what runs
A
fast
cheetah?
on two legs? Yeah, but a cheetah. It's gonna have a gorilla's arms, but the gorilla's arms can also act like a big cat's legs, and then it's gonna have a big cat's legs
Okay.
and a rhino's body. So it's gonna be the arms.
This is your pet of choice.
Yeah, the arms and legs are proportionately enormous. So it's going to have these muscly arms and legs that are a combination of gorilla and like tiger. Yeah, and a rhino's body. So it's going to have that kind of basically armor. And then for a head, and it's gonna be able to fly. So it's gonna have wings proportionately like an eagle, like a big raptor. But the wings will be even bigger because it's got to haul this
Your animal
rhino
is gonna
around.
smell so ripe.
And now we're left with a head. It should have a tail too because of the balance and everything. So I feel like proportionately a monkey's tail. So that's got more uses than a tiger's tail. So like it'll be a monkey's tail, but proportionate. Again, it'll have to be really thick and long and strong. So this dude can climb and fly and like grab onto a tree branch and whip around in a circle like Spider-Man
It weighs
style.
like 10 tons.
And so now, that's why I keep saying proportionately. Like this
proportionately.
like
How
this
big is
thing.
it?
This thing could come along and just tink to your
how big is it?
fat cat.
Nuh-uh.
It's big,
yeah,
man.
Okay.
And so now we just have a head left. What do we need for a head? What's that in the road? A head?
A platypus.
Platypus. No, this is a magnificent creature I'm building here.
Give it a cute head. Your animal's gonna be so ugly.
No,
It'll be awesome.
What's a super smart animal? An owl. It's gonna have a big.
Proportionately.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have a proportionately big owl head that can spin around. Oh, and the whole thing is gonna be the head is gonna be white like a snowy owl that can spin around, and then the body will morph from white just smoothly into iridescent colors.
That's cool.
Like you know how sometimes in the light when the scales in a fish will change, the coat will be like that. It's going to have a coat, but not a long coat because you want to see how ripped it is.
Okay.
It's going to be buff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. Rhino's body, the arms and legs will be the combination of gorilla and tiger, so it can run and walk upright. It's going to have an owl's proportionally giant head and massive brains, and it can spin around, and the tail of a monkey, but again proportionate, so that it can wrap around trees and stuff. So and don't forget the proportionately enormous eagle raptor wings, so it can fly too. And you know what? When it sees your cat, you know what it's going to think when it sees your cat?
What is it going to think?
Snack time.
That's horrible. No, because my animal would like you because you would care about your animal.
That's true. All right. So.
And your animal would like mine because they'd be just
as long
like
as
that.
we're not hungry.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh. Okay, I love you.
All right, I love you.
Next
Episode
time.
the 31st.
Yes.
There you go. Mm-hmm. There you have it, Irish.
There you have it, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you.